Om Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kurume Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Saraswati Namastubhyam Varade Kamarupini Vidyarambham Karishyami Siddhir Bhavatu Me Sada Gurave Sarvalokanam Vishaje Bhavaroginam Nidhaye Sarvavidyanam Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Ishvaro Gururatmeti Murti Bheda Vibhagine Vyomavatyapta Dehaya Dakshinamurtaye Namaha Sada Shiva Samarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam Shruti Smriti Purananam Alayam Karunalayam Namami Bhagavad Padam Shankaram Lokashankaram Sakshat Kritam Dayanandam Paramarthasvarupinam Tattvajnana Prashastaram Pranatosmi Param Padam Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahe Tejasvinavadhetamastu Vidvishavahe Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. 79th class. Please repeat. Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
Vasudevendra Yogindram Natva Jnanapradam Gurum
Mumukshunam Hitarthaya Tattvabodho Vidiyate.
Mumukshunam hitarthaya
Tattvabodho
bhidiyate.
Atma tarhi kaha
Atma tarhi kaha
Satchidananda Swarupaha
Satchidananda Swarupaha
Sat Kim
Sat Kim
Kalatrayepi tishtati iti sat
Kalatrayepi tishtati sat
Chit Kim
Chit Kim
Jnanaswarupaha
Jnanaswarupaha
Anandakhaha
Anandakhaha
Sukhaswarupaha
Sukhaswarupaha
Evam Satchidanandaswarupam
Evam Satchidanandaswarupam
Svatmanam Vijaniyat
Svatmanam Vijaniyat.
We are discussing the topic of Atma for the last few classes. Important topic, That's why it is discussed in detail, elaborately. The definition of Atma was given. Stula Sukshma Karana Sharirat Vitirtaha. It is different from the three bodies. It is above Panchakosha, Panchakosha Titaha San. It is the witness of all the three states of experience, Avastha Traya Sakshi. Then all these are negating what Atma is not. Atma is neither that nor this. Everything is negated. And what is Atma? Satchit Anandaha Swarupaga San. Swarupasan Yaha Tishtati Sa Atma Iti. We saw that individual words Sat, Chit, Ananda. Those words are being explained. What is Sat? We discussed Sat, translated as existence. That which exists in all the three periods of time. There is no time where it is not there. So, Sataha Abhavaha na vidyate, as Bhagavan Krishna says in the Gita, important shloka. Nasato vidyate bhavaha, nabhavo vidyate sataha iti. That is Sat. Then Chit is Jnana Swarupaha. Jnana Swarupaha. In the form of Jnanam. Chit. Chit is Chaitanyam, consciousness, awareness. The awareness or Chaitanyam which is not conditioned, unconditioned consciousness, unconditioned awareness, not conditioned. It is not limited. We have to understand this. The word Jnanam, the word Jnanam is used in many meanings, many senses. Jnanam is used in the sense of vritti jnana. The vritti, the thought. Vritti means thought. The modification of thought. By modification of thought, the jnanam, the knowledge happens. Vritti parinama, the modification of thought in the antakranam, the mind. The mind, we know, it takes the form of the object. When you open your eyes function backed up by the mind. When mind is not there, eyes will not function. How do we know that? In sleep, some people, they sleep with the eyes open. Eyes are open, but since mind is not there, not there means mind is temporarily suspended. Therefore, even though the eyes are open, the person doesn't see. And in the waking state, when you want to gain the knowledge of an object by visual perception, you have to open your eyes. Opening your eyes. Through the eyes, the mind pervades the object which you want to see, which you want to look at, or the knowledge of which you want to gain. The mind assumes the akara, the form of the object. So that is the mind assumes a form that's called thought modification. And that enveloping of the object by the thought, that vritti, the vritti modification, previous thought has gone. Now this new thought has come. That is called vritti, and that is called a knowledge. This is one meaning of the word knowledge. One meaning of the word vritti. Vritti means this, the thought modification by which the knowledge happens in the mind. Vishayakaraha, Vishayakaraha antakarana parinamaha. Vrittihi iti. Vritti is the parinama, the modification of antakarana. The mind, which is nothing but the thought. Antakaranam is nothing but the vritti. So Vishayakara parinama. Parinama is assuming the shape of the object, and when it is illumined by Chaitanyam, the knowledge takes place. So that particular akara, the Vishaya akara, particular Vishaya parinama, the Vishaya akara parinama, the thought modification is called vritti. It's called vritti. And the vritti is loosely translated, as loosely called, translated, loosely called by the name jnana. Is loosely called by the word jnana. Vritti translated as thought. Thought is loosely called jnana, knowledge. When you see a pot, you get pot knowledge, because pot vritti, pot thought has happened in the mind. Mind has assumed the akara of the Vishaya, the pot. Therefore, that antakarana parinama happens in keeping with the Vishaya pot, the form of the pot, Vishayakara antakarana with parinamaha vrittihi. That is called jnana. This is used in the word jnanam here, it is used in the secondary sense, not in the primary sense. Primary sense, if you use the word jnanam, means it is jnanam, knowledge. It is not the thought, it is not the vritti. The thought, the vritti, which is made evident to you by that is the Chaitanyam, the consciousness, that is called jnanam. That is called jnanam in this context. So, consciousness is knowledge. Jnanam. What jnanam? Not vritti jnanam. Even the vritti is illumined. Even the vritti shines. Vritti is, you know the vritti. Vritti also jadam only. You know the vritti. How the vritti is known? That by which? That is chitta, that is consciousness. It is you. So therefore, here the word vritti is, here the word jnanam is not in the sense of the vritti, the modification of thought. So this is important to be understood. So therefore, in the primary sense, the word here, the jnanam, is used in the sense of consciousness. Instead of consciousness, as I said, you can use the word knowledge. But knowledge, the word implies an object. But here there is no object. So instead of the word knowledge, we use the word consciousness or awareness. There is pot awareness, because you see the pot, therefore pot awareness, pot vritti is there, therefore pot vritti means the pot thought plus the consciousness is there. That's why the pot thought is there. Minus consciousness, you are not aware of the pot. Minus consciousness, pot also doesn't exist. So you are conscious of pot means you have pot consciousness, you are aware of the pot. Therefore, consciousness is the meaning of the word jnanam, jnana swarupaha. That is the Chaitanyam which illumines the vritti, illumines the vritti. So, therefore, this jnana swarupaha, is that Chaitanyam which illumines the vritti. The word jnanam, when we use the word jnanam, there are many jnanams, knowledge, gata jnanam, pata jnanam, mata jnanam. So, gata jnanam is pot knowledge, mata jnanam, pata jnana, pata is cloth knowledge. You see the pot, pot knowledge. See the cloth, cloth knowledge. So, all these knowledge are with reference to an object. But when it comes to Atma, Atma is Sat Chit, Chit is Jnana Swarupaha. Now here, the Jnanam of what? Knowledge of what? The question comes. When the pot knowledge is there, when you are conscious of a pot, the pot knowledge is there. The knowledge of pot is there. That's right, pot knowledge. When you see a cloth, the knowledge of cloth is there. But when Atma is Jnana Swarupaha, the knowledge for which, what is the object? Jnanam of what? The Jnanam of what? With regard to any object, there is a particular knowledge, qualified knowledge, the knowledge which is qualified by the object. That type of knowledge, jnanam, is called savishesha jnanam. It is jnanam, but it is savishesha. It's a particular knowledge. The knowledge of a pot is a particular knowledge. The knowledge of a cloth is a particular knowledge. The knowledge of a book is a particular knowledge. Gata jnana, when we say gata meaning the pot knowledge is that. The knowledge is, the pot is here, the gata, the pot qualifies a knowledge, pot knowledge. Pot knowledge is different from the cloth knowledge. There, the cloth qualifies jnana. Book knowledge. Book qualifies the jnana. All these are vishesha. Vishesha means adjective, qualifier. One distinguishes from the other. When pot knowledge is a pot knowledge, distinguishes from the book knowledge, from the cloth knowledge. Pot knowledge distinguishes itself from the other knowledge. So therefore, distinguishing knowledge distinguishes the knowledge, the jnanam, from another type of jnanam. So these are savishesha jnanam, qualified knowledge, particularized knowledge. But here we are talking about Atma. The Swarupa of Atma is Jnana Swarupaha. When we say, is it an object knowledge like pot knowledge, etc.? Is it Savishesha Jnanam? No, it is not Savishesha Jnanam. It is Nirvishesha Jnanam. Nirvishesha Jnanam means that is not qualified Jnanam, knowledge. That is not particularized knowledge. It is knowledge of any, it is not the knowledge of any particular thing. The knowledge which doesn't have any object for its knowledge, that is called Nirvishesha Jnanam. So Savishesha, Nirvishesha. The terms we can be familiar with. So for any type of object knowledge, the knowledge is Savishesha Jnana. Whereas with regard to Atma, which is Jnanam, there it is Nirvishesha Jnanam. It is not qualified knowledge, it is unqualified, unparticularized knowledge. Objectless knowledge. When you say objectless knowledge means it is consciousness. Savishesha Jnanam also consciousness, but there it is object consciousness. Nirvishesha Jnanam is objectless consciousness. Consciousness qualified by a particular object in terms of the vritti, qualified by a particular vritti. The vritti is that the vritti has got particular vishaya, object. That is savishesha jnana. Savishesha jnana. So savishesha jnanam, when we say qualified, that qualified knowledge, the qualified knowledge will have a vishaya, an object. Savishayaka jnanam. So all the savishesha jnanam, all the particular knowledge will have a particular object. Object knowledge is the savishaya jnanam. Vishaya means object. With regard to the object, associated with the object, the jnanam is there. The consciousness associated with an object is called savishaya jnanam. That is particular knowledge. The consciousness associated with the object is called savishaya jnanam, and the particular knowledge is called savishesha jnanam. So savishesha jnanam, savishaya jnanam. Savishesha jnanam is that particular knowledge. Savishaya jnanam is the consciousness associated with a particular object. It's called savishaya jnanam. So therefore, when we say savishaya jnanam, particular knowledge means that object will be the pot knowledge. It is savishesha jnanam because the object of knowledge pot is that. Savishaya, vishaya is pot. So knowledge of a particular object. For the knowledge of particular object, there will be an object. The knowledge for which there is no particular object, that knowledge is not qualified knowledge, unqualified knowledge. That is nirvishesha jnanam. For nirvishesha jnanam, what is the vishaya? We cannot ask for vishaya. When I say nirvishesha, there is no vishaya. There is no object. So, therefore, the knowledge is as such. There is no particular object. That is the knowledge we are talking about. And that is the knowledge, that is the swarupa of Atma. Nirvishesha jnanam, that doesn't have any vishaya. And that jnanam, that knowledge, does it arise at any point of time? When it comes, when does it come? And when does it go? Does it come and go? Like other savishesha jnanam? No. Savishesha jnanam, that is particular knowledge which has got savishaya, that the savishaya jnanam which has got vishaya, savishayaka jnanam, they are anitya. You don't have pot knowledge all the time. If you have pot knowledge all the time, then you will be in savikalpa samadhi. You will be immersed the thought of pot all the time. No other thought will happen, no knowledge will happen. While listening to the words, my words in the class, knowledge will not happen because only pot knowledge is there. But doesn't happen like that. Even the words, even when I speak, the sentences, many sentences, each sentence having many words. Every word gives the arthaspuranam, the knowledge. The knowledge happens and it keeps on changing because the next word comes, the next sentences follow. No thought, the no knowledge remains forever in your mind. It goes when the words are spoken, that is when the sentence is spoken. By knowing the meaning of the words, individual words, the meaning of the sentence is understood. One sentence is over, next sentence follows. It has to go. Then only the knowledge takes place, the complete knowledge takes place. If you stuck in only one word or one sentence, then no new knowledge can take place. Therefore, this jnanam is anitya jnanam. They are not nitya. They are not nitya. Pot jnanam is there now. Pot jnanam goes away. Then cloth jnanam. Cloth knowledge is there. That also goes away. Then You have tree knowledge, that also goes away. Then another knowledge, peacock knowledge, goes away. Keeps on coming and going. Anitya. This is Anitya Jnanam. Therefore, Savishaya, Savishesha Jnanam or Savishaya Jnanam, they are Anitya Jnanam. Knowledge of a particular object is Anitya, Anitya Jnanam. Gata Jnanam comes replaced by Pata Jnanam. Pata Jnanam replaced by Pustaka Jnanam. Pustaka Jnanam replaced by Vriksha Jnanam. All these are Savishesha, Savishaya, Jnanam, and Nirvishesha Jnanam, that for which the object is not there, Nirvishaya Jnanam. Both are same. What type of Jnanam is that? It is Nitya Jnanam or Anitya Jnanam. It is just the consciousness for which there is no object. It is there with no object. Objectless knowledge, it doesn't come and go. It doesn't come and go all the time. It is there. It is like the movie. On the screen, on the white screen, pure white screen, all the scenes of the movie, they run, but the screen remains as it is, doesn't change. In the movie, you see the fire, sometimes you see the water, sometimes you see fight and bloodshed, but the screen remains as it is, pure white, doesn't change. The Vishesha Jnanam or Savishaya Jnanam, what happens in the movie, the change, they can be compared to Savishaya Jnanam or Savishesha Jnanam. But at the background, the white screen is there, which doesn't change. That is Nitya. That is Nitya. That doesn't change. That is Nirvishesha. Doesn't come and go. It is there all the time. Nirvishesha Jnanam. That is the Swarupa, the nature of Atma. Therefore, Nitya Jnanam means the Jnanam which is Nitya, which is permanent, which is not qualified, not bound by time. That is knowledge. That is knowledge, and that is the nature of Atma. Anitya Jnanam is the knowledge which comes and goes. All the knowledge which we gain in the Vyavahara, in the transactory world, all the knowledge by which we transact here, Anitya Jnanam. So therefore, the Jnanam, the consciousness, when it is conditioned by a particular vritti, that's called vritti Jnanam. That is Jnanam qualified by a particular vritti. So, vritti Jnanam, that is consciousness conditioned by vritti Jnanam, and that is a Jnanam through which we operate in the Vyavahara. That consciousness not conditioned by vritti, that is Nirvishesha, Nirvishaya, Attva, Nitya Jnanam. It is called Swarupa Jnana. That's why the word Swarupa is there. When it doesn't have any object, it doesn't have any Vishesha, qualifier, what else could be other than Swarupa? It is Swarupa. It is the nature of that which is you, the consciousness. So, the consciousness which is pure knowledge, Jnanam, that is Swarupa Jnana. That is the nature. That is the nature of Atma Swarupa Jnanam. So, Nirvishesha Jnanam, which is Nitya Jnanam, and that is the Swarupa Jnanam. Okay, the Swarupa Jnanam, which is Nitya Jnanam, because of which only this Anitya Jnanam is the Vritti Jnanam. When we say Vritti Jnanam, that is the knowledge which happens by the modification of thought in the Antarkaranam, the mind. It is nothing but the manifestation of the Swarupa Jnana. Because the Swarupa Jnanam is there, the consciousness is there, therefore only Vritti Jnanam is there. So, this Vritti Jnanam exists because of the Swarupa Jnanam. The Swarupa Jnanam alone manifests as Vritti Jnanam. Anitya Jnanam as its Adhara, it has its dependency on the Swarupa Jnanam. Anitya Jnanam cannot exist on its own. It must have Adhara. Like the example, the movie and the screen. The screen is its Adhara. So, they have this Nitya Jnanam as its Adhara, as its support, as its base. Adhara is that which sustains. So, the Nirvishesha Jnanam, the Nitya Jnanam alone manifests as this Anitya Jnanam, Savishesha Jnanam. We are so much bothered, engaged, engrossed in this Savishesha Jnanam, we don't ever consider or think of this Nirvishesha Jnana, which is you, not qualified, unqualified you, that is Atma. We never think about that, think about Atma. We are always interested or engaged in this Vishesha Jnanam, object Jnanam, and this Anitya Jnanam. So, and therefore, Atma is this Chitta, this Chaitanyam, this consciousness, which is unqualified, which is not limited in terms of time, in terms of space, in terms of the object also, in terms of object. So therefore, that is Atma. So Sat Chit, Sat Chit is Atma. Then the other word is there in the definition, Anandaha, Ananda Swarupaha. What is this Ananda Swarupaha? The word Ananda. The word Ananda generally or loosely translated as happiness. Ananda is happiness. What is this happiness? This Ananda, Sukha Swarupaha, Sukha. Yes, that's this Sukha, the happiness, is not the borrowed happiness. It is the Swarupa of Atma, like the knowledge which is not qualified, unqualified. Similarly, here the Ananda is also not qualified. This Ananda is not because of something. When you have the sweet dish which you like, there is Ananda. That Ananda because it is qualified by the sweet dish. It is experiential Ananda. Here it is not experiential Ananda, it is a Swarupa of Atma. So, we are not talking about the experiential Anubhava Ananda. It is the truth of every experience. The word Sukha, generally we use the word Sukha, Sukham, in terms of this Anubhava Ananda. In fact, that experiential Ananda happiness is because of the Swarupa Ananda, Atmananda. Experiential Ananda, that is Vishayananda, the Ananda which are derived by enjoying the objects, derived from the enjoyment of the objects, they are because of this Swarupa Ananda. The experiential happiness is because of this Atma, whose Swarupa is Ananda. The manifestation of this Atma alone in different types of experience, in different types of happiness, in different types of experiential happiness, and that Atma which is not limited by Desha, Kala, by object. When the Ananda is experienced, When the Ananda of Atma, when the Swarupa Ananda of Atma, it is experienced or it manifests in the mind, that is called experiential happiness, Anubhava Ananda. And the truth of this Anubhava Ananda is this Atma, Atmananda. Behind every Vishayananda, this Atmananda is the minus this Atma, there is no Vishayananda, there is no experiential happiness. So, therefore, this Ananda, we can translate the word Ananda as fullness, completeness. Atma is Purnaha. Atma is complete. It is limitless. It is free from the limitation of Desha, Kala, Vastu. Its Swarupa is Ananda. And that it is unqualified. Therefore, it is limitless. Limitless. Ananta. The word Ananta, Ananta alone, Ananda. That which is limitless is Ananda. That which is limitless is not conditioned. That which is not conditioned, that which is free from any condition, that which is limitless is Atma, and that is Ananda. Anantaha eva Anandaha. Atma being Satchit, free from any limitation. Therefore, it is limitless. Therefore, it is Ananda. This Chaitanyam consciousness, because it is free from the limitation of time, free from the limitation of space. Therefore, it is limitless. Anantaha, Antaha na vidyate. It is not limited. Therefore, Anandaha iti. Therefore, Ananda. This Atma is Ananda. Its Swarupa is Ananda. So therefore, the fullness is its Swarupa. The completeness, the fullness, the completeness, the freedom from any limitation. That is Ananda. So, therefore, that is the basis for any experiential Ananda, experiential happiness. So, therefore, this Ananda, like the Nirvishesha Jnanam, it is not qualified. When it is not qualified means it is its Swarupa, is its nature. Because it is nature, therefore it is complete, Purnaha, it is limitless. Limitless when we say limitless in terms of time, limitless in terms of space. When it is limitless in terms of time, then why do we suffer? Why do a person suffer? Because he is always want experiential Ananda. He wants the Sukham, the Ananda as an object of experience. Since it cannot be objectified, therefore he goes from one object to another object, searching for this Ananda. It's a futile search. Not understanding that it is myself, I go on searching for this Ananda. I want to objectify this Ananda, forgetting that behind every Ananda, this is there as this Atma, whose Swarupa is Sukham, complete fullness, which doesn't require anything for its fulfillment. But this person seeking fulfillment, goes from object after object, and that is samsara. So, therefore, Atma is Sat, Chit, Anandaha. Atma is this Chaitanyam, the consciousness, which is free from limitation, which is Sat, which is existence, which is Chit, the pure consciousness, unqualified consciousness, and it is Ananda. The word Ananda is a word connected to Purushartha. Purushartha, Sat and Chit, these are the reality words, Sat, Chit. But when you say Ananda, then everybody wants Ananda, the Sukham. So therefore, it is connected to Purusha. Dharma, Artha, Kama, and Moksha is there. So there is a Purusha, every Purusha wants this Ananda, every being wants this Ananda. That misplaced Ananda. The Ananda which is misplaced in the objects of the world. And that is the Purushartha, that is the Kama Purushartha or Artha Purushartha. So but that as moksha, it is the Purushartha. Therefore, the word Ananda is connected to this Purushartha. So this Ananda is Ananta. As I said, it is not limited, Ananta. Therefore, this Desha, Kala, the Vastu Paricheda, that conditions are not there, are eliminated from this Ananda. That's why Ananta, limitless. Why do we translate the word Ananda as limitless? Because it is Purnaha, it is Anantaha, therefore limitless, the wholeness. The wholeness. This Ananta, the word is required because we use the word Sat and Chit as Lakshana for Atma. Can Sat be a limited? Can Chit be a limited thing? No, it is, they are Ananta. They are complete, they are limitless. Therefore, the word Ananta is required. And Ananta, the limitless Chit, the existence, the limitless Sat, the limitless existence, the limitless Chit, the limitless consciousness. And that limitless is what is indicated by the word Ananta, and that is Ananda. So, therefore, the Ananda means Ananta, which what does it do is it dismisses or eliminates the general understanding of the words Sat and Chit. Sat means existence. What existence? It is limitless existence. The existence which is not conditioned. Similarly, Chit. Therefore, the word Ananta is important, and that is Ananda iti. So, and that is its Swarupa. And that is its Swarupa, that is the nature of this Atma. Atma being self-revealing, self-consciousness. Therefore, this Ananda is there all the time. This Anantatvam, the completeness. Therefore, all the dukkam, this anubhava, dukkadi anubhava, they are because of this anatma, the body and the mind. This janma, jara, vyadi, etc., all those things are for the body. Atma doesn't undergo any change. The Shad Vikara, the Shad Baba is not there for Atma. So, that change is the cause for Dukkham. Atma doesn't change because it is Ananta, not conditioned, therefore doesn't undergo any change. Anantatvat, therefore Sukham, therefore Atma is Sukha Swarupam. It is not conditioned by any Shariram, Stula Shariram or Sukha Shariram or Kana Shariram. So it is not conditioned by any avastha. Though this Ananda is there all the time. This Ananda is there all the time. Therefore, this Atma is you. Therefore, evam Atmanam, evam Swatmanam, Sachidananda Swatmanam, Vijaniyat. In this manner, you know that Atma, which is Sat Chit Ananda, Vijaniyat, may one know in this manner what Atma is. After negating what Atma is not, now the author says, Evam Atmanam, that is Swatmanam, may one know oneself as Atma. Evam, in this manner, as Satchit Ananda iti. So with this, the discussion of Atma is completed. The next topic is Ishvaraha, important topic. Before we go for the next topic, let us quickly summarize what we have seen so far. We have to recall. If you remember, first we started with Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti. The first part of the text dealt with Sadhana Chatushtaya Sampatti, the fourfold qualifications, and Anubandha Chatushtayam, the fourfold connections. The second part of the text dealt with, which we are dealing with, Atma Vichara, analysis of Atma. And that Atma also, we are been doing the analysis of the individual, the Jiva, Vyashti Vichara. So, Vyashti Vichara. Now, Samashti Vichara we are going to do. When we say Samashti, then Ishvara comes. So, in the Vyashti Vichara, we saw what Atma is and what Atma is not. So, Atma is defined in terms of Nisheda Mukha and in terms of Vidhi Mukha. Nisheda means negation. Na iti, neti, neti. Vidhi Mukha means this. And Bhagavad Bhashyakara says in Mundaka Upanishad, we saw Nirakritya hi purvapaksham paschat siddhantaha vaktavyaha iti. First, the purvapaksha has to be negated, then siddhanta, the conclusion has to be arrived at. To arrive at a siddhanta, a conclusion, first, the purvapaksha, the opponent, the opponent ideas have to be removed. Paksha means side, purvapaksha, one who takes the opposite stand. That has to be dismissed. So what Atma is, that wrong ideas are that has to be dismissed. Then only we can understand what Atma is. Atma is not has to be understood and dismissed. Then Siddhanta, then we can conclude what Atma is. So what Atma is Siddhanta. And what Atma is not, that is like a Purva Pakshi, the opposite views or ideas. So therefore, this Degadi Sangata, this body, mind, sense complex, they are not Atma, other than Atma. And there are Purva Pakshi, there are people. Purva Pakshi means there are opponents who claim this body, mind, sense complex is Atma. There is a darshanam called Charuvaka, materialistic view, materialistic people, Charuvaka darshanam. For them, this body is Atma, because that is the only thing they experience. Even they don't accept Akasha, because Akasha is not available for their experience. That which is available only for my Anubhava experience, that alone I accept. Other things I don't accept. I don't accept Papa, Punya, next janma and all, I don't accept. This is their view, Purva Pakshi, this Charuvaka. Therefore, but we negated. They are not Atma, and we have established that. By discussing, by doing Vichara, we have established that they cannot be Atma. So, Sthula Sukshma Karana Sharirani, the Shariratrayam, not Atma. Panchakosha, not Atma. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Koshaha, Atmana Bhavati. Then, is it available in any particular state of experience? That is also negated. No. Jagrat, Swapna, Sushupti, Avastatraye, Sakshi Rupen Vartate. They are therefore not conditioned by any particular avastha. Then what is Atma Satchidanandaha iti? So, Sat means, as we discussed, it is existence, pure existence. It doesn't come and go. It is there all the time. Kalatrayepi tishtati iti we saw. Therefore, Janma Marana Ragitaha Atma doesn't come and go. Doesn't have Janma. Doesn't have Janma means it doesn't begin. Beginningless. It doesn't have Marana. Therefore, it is endless. So, Anadi. Anadi is beginningless. Ananta is endless. Therefore, Adi, Ananta, Anadi, Anantaha. Anadi is Adihi na vidyate, that which doesn't have Adi, the beginning. Antaha na vidyate, it is Anantaha. That is why limitless. we say endless. Therefore, Atma is Savikari or Nirvikari. It is Nirvikari. It is changeless, doesn't change. Time change, space change. Atma doesn't change. Body change, undergo all the modification, Shatvikara. Jayate, Asti, Vardate, Viparinamate, Apakshiyate, Vinashyate. But Atma is as it is, Nirvikari, doesn't change. Body is Savikari. If body is Savikari, then what is this body? The body is Anatma. It is Asat. That which is Asat is Savikari, constantly changes. Atma is Nirvikari, doesn't change. Anatma is Savikari. That which is Savikari, which change, is Anitya. Therefore, Anatma is Anitya. Atma is Nirvikari, doesn't change. Therefore, Atma is Nityaha. And that Nitya Atma is Satya Atma. It is Satyam. That alone is exist. Because of that alone is Anatma exist. Minus Satya Atma, Anatma doesn't exist. Therefore, Anatma is Mithya. Therefore, Atma is a Sat, Anatma is Asat. And Atma is Chit. We saw Atma is Chit. Why it is called Chit? Because all the changes happening with Anatma, they are available for your knowledge because you are the witness. You are the changeless Sakshi. When you are there, then only these changes can be observed. Without you, all these changes can be observed. Therefore, you as the witness Sakshi, you are there. Therefore, all the changes are witnessed. All the changes are available. If you yourself are changing, then who will be witnessing the change? So therefore, you being a Sakshi, therefore, since you witness a change, and that the changes cannot be you, therefore, you are changeless consciousness, Chit. Because knowledge is there, therefore consciousness is there. For change to recognize, for any change to recognize, that involves the presence of you, absolute presence of you, and you is that knowledge, consciousness. So therefore, that Sakshi has to be of the nature of Chaitanyam. A Jada cannot be a witness. A conscious being alone can be a witness. When you say conscious being is not with the Sharira, body mind is complex, they are Anatma. They do not have consciousness of its own. They have borrowed consciousness. They borrow consciousness. That is why they enjoy consciousness. Therefore, Atma is Sat, Chit, the changeless, the witness, consciousness, the awareness is Atma. Because Atma is changeless, therefore Atma is has to be of the nature of Ananda, because the change causes pain. The change causes dukkha. The body changes, it grows old. The change brings in pain, dukkha. The change in the world causes pain because it is not the same object. It keeps on changing. That which is a source of happiness now becomes a source of pain later. Therefore, since the change causes pain, the changeless Atma, it has to be Sukha Swarupa. So, all this vichara, the analysis has been done from the standpoint of the individual, the Vyashti. The individual, we started with the analysis of the individual body, Shariram, etc. So, and that Shariram, the individual was analyzed from different standpoint. Sharira standpoint, from Panchakosha standpoint, Avastha, etc. So, after this analysis of Yashti, now we are entering into Samashti Vichara of the total. Otherwise, you can call it as Srishti Vichara. Samashti means total. Total is the individual Yashti, the total is Samashti. Individual, this body means sense complex. The total is this Jagat. When you say Jagat, then we have to talk about the Srishti, the creation. So Samashti Vichara, when we say it is Srishti Vichara, analysis of this creation. Analysis of this creation. This Jagat, the world is there, which has got the form, the Nama Rupa. As we analyze the Shariram, the Nama Rupa of the Shariram, we analyze and dismiss it as Mithya, this Stula Shariram, then Sukshma Shariram, then Karna Shariram, iti we analyzed, and they are all nothing but Nama Rupa, Mithya we discussed. Similarly, the Srishti, the total Shariram, that has to be analyzed. And the total belongs to Bhagavan. As Yashti belongs to this Jiva, this small Jiva, the total belongs to the Paramatma. Now, Paramatma. Paramatma, from the standpoint of this creation, is going to be analyzed. That is, the consciousness, the Chaitanya, when it is looked upon from the standpoint of the individual body, it is called Atma. The same, when it is looked from the standpoint of all-pervading principle, then that consciousness is called by the word Brahma or Bhagavan. Brahma or Bhagavan, not Brahmaji, Brahma. So Atma and Brahma, Atma from the standpoint of Yashti, Brahma from the standpoint of Samashti, the total, they mean the same thing, Chaitanyam alone. Two words are used from two different standpoints, that's all. Therefore, the topic here now will be Brahma is the topic. Since we are going to do the Srishti Vichara, the analysis of the creation, and the conclusion will be the Brahma, therefore it is Srishti Vichara. Brahma will be discussed, therefore it is Brahma Vichara, otherwise called Tattvabodha Vichara. Tattvabodha, Tat means that. Tattvabodha Vichara, the Mahavakya, which we are going to analyze. Tattvabodha Asi, it's a Mahavakya, the great equation. We'll talk about the equation. Tattvabodha Asi, that. Tat means that. In Sanskritam, we have seen Tat Shabda, Sakataute, or Napumsakalinga Tat Te, Tani Tat. Tat referring to Paramatma. That. It's a Sarvanama Shabda. Tat is a Sarvanama Shabda, it's a demonstrative pronoun. Sarvanama. You refer to Tat by the word Tat, you refer to that which is this, the world, the Jagat, Tat. The word Tat in Sanskritam, it's a Sarvanama Shabda. Sarvanama Shabda means that they're not proper nouns, they are this demonstrative nouns, pronouns, we call pronouns. The word Tat, you can refer to anything as Tat. Saha Vrikshaha, Tat Palam, anything in the world, we can refer to by the word Tat. By the pronoun Tat. And that is not known to you, it is far away. Because for Ajnani, Bhagavan is far away. Therefore, when something is far away, we use the pronoun Tat. We know that. When something is very close, we use the word Etad. When something is close, we use the word Idam. But here, since Bhagavan, we don't know that Bhagavan, we don't know who Bhagavan is, because being Ajnani, we don't know. Therefore, we always say Tat, means as though he is far away. Tat we use. And the word is Sarvanama. Sarvanama is, Sarva means everything. Nama is name. Sarvasya Nama Sarvanama. Every name is the name of the Lord. The world consists of so many objects. Objects are identified by its name and its form, Nama and Rupa. So everything is Sarva Nama. Every name is the name of the Lord. That is why Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, or any Sahasranama. Sahasranama. What is Sahasranama? Sahasra means 1,000. Nama is name. Why only 1,000 names? In fact, every name is the name of the Lord. When you say Vriksha, it is a name. It's a name of the Lord. Parvata, name of the Lord. Nadi, name of the Lord. Mayuraha, name of the Lord. Anything you name it, it is the name of Bhagavan. Sarvasya, because Bhagavan is there, therefore only they are there. Sarvasya Nama, Sarvanama, and the Sarvanama word is Tat. Therefore, we refer to Bhagavan by the word Tat. And Bhagavan is looked upon by an Ajnani as that is away, far away. Therefore, Tat. Therefore, when we do the Vichara of the Srishti Vichara, it is Tat Pada Vichara. In the Mahavakya, Tat Tvam Asi, you are that, in that, the word Padam, word that is Tat, is analyzed. We have analyzed Tvam Pada Vichara. Tvam means you, that is I. That analysis has been done and we arrived at that the content of I is, or the nature of this I is Satchit Ananda, that is Atma, that is I. Now we are going to do Tatpada Vichara. So, Yashti Vichara we did. Yashti Vichara is Tvam-pada Vichara. Atma Vichara. Samashti Vichara is Tatpada Vichara. Brahma Vichara. In Atma Vichara, we discussed Atma is Satchit Ananda Swarupaha. I am the Satyam. I am Satyam. I am the truth of the entire world. When I am the truth of the entire world, then what about the everything else? There is no everything else. There is nothing other than you. There is nothing other than yourself. But our understanding is Jagat is there. I am dealing with the Jagat. When I say everything, the truth of everything is myself when we say, but this Jagat is there. Unless you analyze and understand the Swarupam of Jagat, then only you can say the truth of everything is myself. Without analyzing the Jagat, when we say Jagataha Karta, Jagat Srishti Karta, that you have to talk about Paramatma. Then only you can say the truth of everything is myself. Then only this Aham Satyam also will be meaningful. Otherwise, you say Aham Satyam, Aham Sachit Atma, but there are other things also. Then how can you be Sachit Atma? Therefore, the discussion will not be complete unless you discuss this Samashti, this Ishvara, the Brahma Vichara, unless we do Tatpada Vichara do, then the discussion is not complete. Then the equation itself is not complete. Only Tvam alone remains. And what about Tvam? What about Tat? Tvam is done, but the Tat is not analyzed. Therefore, it is looked upon always as a threat, as something other than me. It has to be analyzed. The whole Jagat, I am the only subject. The subject is myself, but there are so many objects are there. The objects also are to be looked upon. Objects means other than me. Everything is object for me. The truth of me is Satchit Ananda. Fine, I understand. But what about other than me? The Jagat, so many things are there other than me. Everything is other than me. Unless I do the analysis of the other things, that is Jagat, then only the truth of myself as being everything can be understood. Therefore, this Samashti Vichara, Brahma Vichara is important. And that is going to be the topic, next topic that we will discuss. We will discuss in the next class. ಓಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಮದಃ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಿದಂ ಪೂರ್ಣಾತ್ ಪೂರ್ಣಮುದಚ್ಯತೆ ಪೂರ್ಣಸ್ಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮಾದಾಯ ಪೂರ್ಣಮೇವಾವಶಿಷ್ಯತೆ. ಓಂ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ ಶಾಂತಿ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ ಶ್ರೀ ಗುರುಭ್ಯೋ ನಮಃ. ಹರಿ ಓಂ.
धन्यवाद गुरुजी.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.
ಧನ್ಯವಾದ ಗುರುಜಿ.